Hello, this is Joseph from NoteFull, and I'm excited to be with you to help you decide, which exam should you take. There are a lot of options right now. We're going to concentrate on three: Duolingo, TOEFL Essentials, or the normal TOEFL, which we use the word standard for. The big recommendation is the least expensive, shortest exam overall. As long as your school accepts it, go for it. Those exams tend to be not simple, but simpler. So let's get into the specifics of these three exams just so that you're comfortable with it. So the TOEFL standard, just to remind you, is the 3 to 3.5 hour exam, about $205 plus dollars, been around for several decades. And in 2020, they started offering the TOEFL online. So they did that in response to the pandemic. And that's when it started to get a little confusing because, should I take the TOEFL online or should I take the TOEFL in the test center? I should wait until it opens up and I feel comfortable taking it. This is when you started to see universities and institutions start to separate in what they accept. So the easiest thing I can tell you is always Google, search, call, email, number one, your institution, whatever you're using this exam to help you with, you want to contact them directly. The TOEFL Essentials at the time of this video, you can register for it, but it hasn't even been offered. So there are a lot of universities and institutions that are probably going to decide whether they want to accept it or not. So what universities and institutions accept today may change in 2, 3 months, or maybe 6 months. And that might be when you're applying. So check regularly, which means once a month. So then what happened with all of this going on is, in our opinion, Duolingo saw this as a great opportunity. As a company, they prepare a lot of students for English and other languages, and basically they released their own test to compete with the TOEFL, and a lot of universities are starting to accept it. It's $49 and about 1 hour and only offered online. So it tends to be more undergraduate and graduate schools that accept it. So that's the one to take if it's available, Duolingo. Now, the TOEFL Essentials, in response, in our opinion, to this competition, released the TOEFL Essentials, right? And so the TOEFL Essentials is $110, varies. It's about 1.5 hours. So you see it's still more expensive and it's still a little bit longer. And again, undergraduate and graduate schools tend to accept it, but you still want to double check. How to double check? So when you go online, the easiest thing is when you go, like we're going to have these links here, the English test, Duolingo, ETS, so that you can learn more, see practice tests, register if you're ready, and learn more about the exams. That'll be in the description below the video. And so we have a lot of dental students, pharmacy students, physical therapy, teaching, graduate school, MBAs, I mean, you name it. We've been doing this for a while. So the easiest thing is just put your school's name and TOEFL and just search for it. So if we go online here, I put out a couple of these links for us. So let's say you have pharmacy and you want to get your pharmacy license in New York. Maybe you put board or not and you go TOEFL, right? So TOEFL Essentials, what should I take? So you just search through this. You see the first link, foreign pharmacy certification, and you see New York pharmacist professional licensing. So it'll take some time, but you click on that first link and then you just hit, Control F or Command F on your computer. For those of you who are a little bit unfamiliar, right? Control F, Command F, depending on whether you have a Macintosh, a Mac computer, or basically any other computer, Control F for the most part. And then we go back up here and you just search TOEFL. You hit enter and it basically takes you to where that word appears on the site. And then it's a really easy way to understand things in more detail. We'll do one more, for undergraduate, graduate school, especially think about the schools you're applying to. So New York University, let's say you're applying to their dental program as an international student. You want to see, do they accept TOEFL Essentials? Do they accept Duolingo? So I go back to Google and NYU, dental, and then, to make it more specific, international student, and TOEFL. And so when we search that, we see the first link, admission requirements, NYU College of Dentistry, takes me right there. And we hit Control F, and that brings that little search menu, that search box, which might be different places in your browser. We enter TOEFL just to go straight to where we need to go. And we have a great paragraph that details everything. Essentially, it says very specifically just the TOEFL, and we want a minimum score of 100. And so again, this is why it's important to make sure that you do your research, and then among the tests, pick the one that you have some familiarity and comfort with. A lot of us, that's maybe the TOEFL, now the Duolingo, and then just go with the option that is the least expensive, that is the shortest, and for the best results possible. The mindset for success is 60 to 80% of your improvement is going to come from, as you study, you're improving your grammar, your vocabulary, your pronunciation, your writing, your ability to hear information in English more easily and quickly, how you process and organize information in your mind. So it is something that often requires dozens or hundreds of hours of study when you really want to hit a higher level. So if you just remember, it's not just the exam. I'm studying to improve my English overall. You can have a better experience. So always love to get your comments. Hope it helped. Thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you want to get those videos coming. We're going to talk in more detail about the different sections. Great to be back with you. Any questions you have, post them below. We'll do our best to make the videos a little bit more responsive to what you're commenting and what you're needing. Pleasure as always. Know your success is coming. You can do it. Until next time, bye-bye.